Hello everybody. In our last video we worked on our animations. We added dodge animations, we added rotations to where we're moving at, and we added rotations to where we're shooting at. And in this video we're gonna work on the space shader. Now as you can see, currently our space is a little bit empty, which is fine. It should be empty, it's called space after all. But if we add some stars here and there, our space is gonna feel more spacey. Did I say space? Yeah, whatever. For this video I'm gonna be working on our space shaders, and if it works out, it's gonna be out of this world.
You know, this world we live in today is a pretty strange world too.
Splat is an amazing blow.
Okay, let's start by opening our shader graph and adding a noise shader. We got simple and gradient noise. I'm not sure which one would be better for the time being. Let's play with the scale until we feel like it's a good level. Maybe just 50 is enough. Just leave it at there. And after we have this, let's just make it mostly black with just white, and by comparing this output with a value that we will call, we'll call it our star density later. I create a variable for this, and so the white areas are close to 1 and blacks are close to 0, so we want to actually make it like greater than, and if it's greater than that we will have our sparkly areas, and we can connect this with our base color and emission as well to see it in our main preview as we go along. And here we go. Now we want to get this thing moving because stars just don't stay at the same location. Maybe they do, but you know, I don't want it to, at least in this game. So tiling and offset, and we'll use its offset feature to basically start moving this. So here we go. Let's get a time. And if we connect the time directly, it will be really fast, which is cool, but time goes on fast. Let's slow it down a little bit. Let's try to control time if we can. With dividing it by 2, it's just alright, but here I created a space speed variable, which is slowing it down really by dividing it down to 100. And you can see it's slowly moving, which is good enough because we're gonna be like pretty far away from this, so from our perspective it's moving slowly, even though if it's moving like super fast relatively. So let's also connect the comparison value or star density to an outside variable. Now it will be all black probably because I made it between 0 and 10 to better scale it when I'm using it. So let's just divide it by 10. I know it's seems like an unnecessary move, but this is for like controlling it easier for the time being. And yeah, sure, we don't need to see this, and if you do that, it's gonna be pretty much the same. Now what we would need is to make our space more colorful, right? So let's do this by adding a blend. Let's start with our original base, and we want to blend this with the space color that I created, and I made it like a dark blue color. And if we can do it, it's doing absolutely nothing because it's an overlay, and we need to make it a lighter method, which means if the dark areas will be replaced with this color, right? Because white is already lighter than this, it's not going to be replaced. And this is a start. Now our space is a little bit more bluish. We can make it, I guess, purplish too, if you wanted to. And after this, oops, that's too fast. We would also want to start coloring our stars. They could be white, I guess, that's fine, but let's color them by using color mapping, which is called replace colors. Okay, that's good enough. Take this, and we want to replace the whites with, right now the whites are replaced with black, but we want to replace it with our star color, which is apparently orangish, but we can change this later. So it's in strange space right now, but that's fine. We can just experiment and find a good value. Let's plug these in to see how it's gonna look from the preview. And well, it looks like that we got some stuff here and they're moving, and then dark blue canvas, which is fine. Now we also would want to create some, let's just say, more, I guess, exciting textures. Let's just add a Voronoi and multiply it with our gradient noise. And here we go. We can then, I guess, just send this. Did I send the wrong thing? No, but well, apparently we have like pretty much just tiny sparkles, which is maybe meaning we gotta lower it to 6, which is fine. 5. Now this also creates an interesting like star clusters, because it creates some obstruction with some black spots around, and we can move this around to make the stars move around. As you can see, the dark spots are the ones that are actually moving. Let's try to think about this one. Let's tinker down with this. Okay, after messing around with it a little bit, I came up with this value 10, and I like it better because it makes it look like the stars are not like separated uniformly, but there's like a pattern here, like, or clusters, which I feel like makes more sense when we're talking about space. And now we also want to, at least I also want to shift this around to make it look like, I don't know, the clusters are doing their own weird movements, sometimes even combining with each other. So for that, I think just a time loop would be more than enough. So we can maybe use the sine and see if it's what it's gonna do. And it did not do exactly what I wanted it to do, but that's okay. We probably need to change the values and like map them into a different range. Let's try like 5 and 8. I don't know, I'm just completely guessing these numbers. And right now they're making some movements, as we can see, and then they're moving back because it's a wave movement, which I feel like is good enough. And I want to see this in the game now. Okay, now my original plan is using our shader material as a skybox. Let's try this out. Gets a little bit dark, but I guess that's fine. Now, okay, yeah, right. Something is different. That's probably fine. I'm probably imagining things. I think everything is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Honestly, it's exactly as I remembered. Wow. Did not even know I could have done such great features in my game. Alright. Okay. So I managed to solve the error, the shader code, and right now we have it. We cannot use the emission because that's one of the things that was breaking it. And now I just can't help but feel like our space looks a lot like a lava lamp, which is fine. We'll think about this. Maybe we'll make this part smaller, but the main problem is the connection part for the sphere, and it looks really strange even for a space particle. And you can see this more clearly when I play the game, I guess, because the camera angle is showing the bottom angle, which is as you can see, it's just not making it look or feel right. So I think we're gonna need an actual plane for this material, so it's gonna look at least more like it's originally supposed to. Alright, I added a plane, so everything is right now on the plane, which is moving with the camera, and we can like change the star density if we want to go crazy and the bloom effect of the stars if you want to make it more, or we can make the star sizes like way bigger. Right now we don't see it. I guess we gotta make it also denser, but let's just make them smaller, around like I think here, and maybe like 7 here. So right, and inside the game it looks like this. If it loads. Right now it's not moving with our spaceship, so that's something I'm gonna get to in the future. But for this video, I'm satisfied with the progress, and thank you all for watching, and see you next time.